Hello, Star Wars fans. The intro didn't play. Let me see if I can get the intro to play because we've got this fantastic new intro and it didn't play. So here you go. The intro after the pre intro. Go.
When I was just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am. But right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
There we go. Hello. You know, there are just 333 days until Christmas 2023. And we're back here for episode 9 of the Guardians of the Whills. Got a couple of friends with me so far, expecting maybe another. We've got Jedi Mike. How you doing, my friend? Said I'm still muted.
I think the Force is with me today.
Very good. Very good. And the Star Wars obsession. I say it that way because we have the Ohio State University. And so it's good to have you with me, my friend. I love it.
Do you have a counter on your screen that lets you know how many days left, or is that just an internal Santa thing? Do all Santas have that like clock?
It's right there.
Okay, copy that. There you go.
It's right there. So every day when I unlock my phone, I see how many days there are until Christmas. It's fantastic.
There you go.
And of course, the ringtone and the notifications, all that are Christmassy as well. You have to watch when you're out in public and all of a sudden, you know, Jingle Bells starts playing. You know, especially like in May, people are like, "What? Christmas? What?" And then they see Santa and they're like, "Oh, I see."
Yep. Then they see your face and they're like,
I get it.
The
So,
worst is when you wear the red shirt to Target and everyone comes up to you, right?
well, yeah, and that's happened like at Disney World. Like we went there for vacation like in June a few years ago, and just walking around at Disney World, and people be like Santa, and then they, you know, oh, there you go. I was wearing an Ohio State T-shirt, but it happens. Hey, we've been having a lot of fun this morning. My friend Jason Ward and Star Wars Meg are here in the chat. I'm just going to say it now, and they know what this means, right? Yaddle. Yaddle. don't do it. Hey, this is fantastic. We're going to talk about the Mount Rushmore of Jedi today, and but I would be remiss if we didn't at least touch base on the Bad Batch. What are you guys thinking of the Bad Batch so far, and more specifically, Episode 5? What did you think?
I love it. I gave it an 8, and I just love the enthusiasm of the Star Wars community. So I've watched it a couple times with different people, you know, different friend groups, and I love Obsession, Sheev. Like, it's just a good time right now for me with them, with y'all.
Yep, good. Yeah, what do you think of Obsession?
it's really good so far. I mean, the last episode, I feel like, you know, the story team is really tying in the Jedi Survivor stuff, the Jedi Fallen Order stuff with the what felt like a Zepho experiment, right? It predates the Empire, or predates, you know, the Republic. It's something super old, thousands of years, and it just felt the architecture and even the puzzles felt very much like Fallen Order. So to me, that episode is definitely just, if anything, paying homage to a time we might see in Jedi Survivor.
Very good. Very good. I've seen a lot of that kind of analysis. And I just say sometimes animated shows are just allowed to be fun. And they don't have to tell a bigger story. They don't have to be deep into lore and make you get out your reference books and look up, where something comes from or how it ties into something else. You could just sit back and have fun, enjoy the show.
That's why Star Wars Resistance was always good for me. For example.
Yeah. So, did this story move things forward as far as like character development, the story arc, or any of that? Not that I could really tell. Maybe, but not that I could really tell. But boy, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I think this. I mean, I think the Bad Batch in general is, yes, about the Clone Force 99, but also very much about Omega's journey, right? And this is another example of her growth as not just this young girl that they're protecting, but as somebody who's going to end up as a part of the team potentially, and as a leader, because she's figuring out puzzles, she's using her intellect where no one else sees things. If anything, it's not really a filler episode if there's growth for a character.
No filler.
Very good. No, I look, and somebody brought up to me, they said they think primarily it's adults that the show is written for. I'm like, well, maybe that's true. Like continuing from the Clone Wars animated series and all of that, maybe that's true. But also adults who may have children who want to bring their kids into the fun, and the show is allowed to be fun. It's allowed to just have fun. So I think this was really good. I had a great time. I only gave it a 6 out of 10 on my 10 out of 10 rating, just because it didn't move things forward as far as the overall story progression. So it's 6 points entirely on fun. And if I were to maybe dig a little deeper into the weeds, I might be able to give it another point. So.
I mean, we have a bigger sphere of influence right now, but you got to go back to remember the time with the Clone Wars and Disney XD and StarWars.com. And so 10-year-olds to 18-year-olds or even 20-year-olds, they're still within that. Our Star Wars view is so much different now also, because I still think Bad Batch is like Disney XD. Disney Plus is nailing that part of stuff. I don't know if it's successful for Disney Plus. I don't know if Disney XD was successful, but I know my kid, my 10-year-old, like that vibe is still there for Star Wars.
Yeah, it's great. That's great.
Yeah, it's definitely action. A very action-packed episode. So it's a lot of fun, and you just see these different things that they're using. I doubt we're going to get much explanation on that creature. Everybody was saying it could be the Zillow Beast. It is obviously not the Zillow Beast. It could be something older that we may get, because if you look in Jedi Survivor, he's got an ancient relic also that he finds, right? And that's what leads to him finding the survivor in the Bacta tank. So really, this is just another example of them almost foreshadowing what's coming in a couple months also.
And I'll say Ancient Relics is good because then people will be more comfortable with masks and Mustafar and other Ancient Relic things that come in and out. And like, they're just, this is us being very hopeful this week, but maybe Tales of the Jedi, maybe a tiny story like this is evening out some of the Star Wars canon woes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're comforted by this type of thing this week.
Yeah, and I think Meg is onto something here too, right? We a lot as fans, we look for Easter eggs tie-ins. Sometimes a big metal creature is just a big metal creature. Sometimes it's just the pikes, and you have fun with the episode because it was a fun episode. And I like the comment earlier. I think Mike made that we did see Omega, problem solving, puzzle solving. strategizing, like figuring out the connections between things, and that seems to be her superpower, if you want to put it that way, right? Like each of the Bad Batch sort of have a superpower, whether it's strength, intellect, technology, whatever, right? Sharpshooting.
I feel like Sheev was talking about that Omega daughter of the clones theory last night and different things within Omega. That's interesting that you're saying it now. But if I made any comment that was good, that's not me, man. That's like I don't do anything really well. If it's something that I do well, it comes through me because of the Force, man, not me.
Well,
Hey.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Sheev the Wise is here. Sheev is doing quite well on the predictions game that we have around the Bad Batch. You know, it's another element of fun that we've added, a game that we can play and see how we do on predictions. And Sheev is doing quite well. Not only did he make it onto the Wall of Fame this last week, but look at this leaderboard, right in there with 74 points with Nerd Mafia, and just a couple points ahead of me. So good job, Sheev. Good to see
I
you here,
don't
my
think
friend.
it's luck. There's something special that's always gone on with Vader's Lair and Sheev and Bad Batch. Not just his predictions. Like, I mean, he's batting, 750 at least. But there's always been something special with Sheev and Vader's Lair. So check that out for sure, people. It's fun to watch parties wherever you do it. But I'm Team Sheev right now.
Well, and that's
during Bad Batch season, it's like so exciting.
That's been an ongoing, theory of mine also, is that Omega is the sample source for the Bad Batch. So
Yeah.
that's consistently, I feel like that's why she is so dynamic. She's not very centered on one specific thing. She's got almost all of the stuff that these guys have. Minus
like
Wrecker's
that.
strength. I mean, obviously they gave him some huge antibiotic steroids in his mixture. And
Growth hormone.
growth
Oh,
hormone and HGH and all of
come
them
on.
together, because he's just
Big bone.
Yeah.
He was a
Hey,
big boy at birth.
I mean, if you want to see like a live action portrayal of what clones would look like from like normal tech size or hunter size to Wrecker, look at Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan on Fear Factor was like a martial artist, but he was little. Now his neck is the size of my head. His head is the size of most people. Like, he's a huge man now, and he doesn't care, right? He's openly like, yeah, I'm not fighting. I'll use whatever I want, right? But that's the difference here between Wrecker and like tech.
so,
Joe Rogan's a
Joe
great live action
Rogan's
example.
neck like the size of a Christmas ham. I don't know why. That was
He's huge, man. He's huge.
hey, Meg said that Jason and her are not allowed on the Will stream. This is just an opportunity for other people. When Meg and Jason are here, and they're fantastic friends of mine. They're awesome YouTubers. Meg is a superstar, and it can be a little intimidating. Plus, got to give her some time off. I let some other folks come and talk Star Wars. And tomorrow we should be doing a weekly rundown with Meg and Jason and talk about Star Wars again. So it's a great opportunity to get some of my other friends on and talk about Star Wars just as friends and fans of the franchise. Another real quick show note, and then we'll get into the Mount Rushmore thing. On my Patreon, we have been we've started going through the Darth Plagueis novel. I've been posting that on there. We're going through it with the Kindle app and with the Audible recording, so you can follow along in the book. And we're doing it like chapter at a time. There's two videos out there. We're working our way through it, and I'll try to get multiple up a week into the Patreon. You can support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, just $1. And you get access to those videos, as well as the ability to send like super chats for our live streams. If you post them in there, then you'll see it when you're in our Patreon. You can post a topic, a subject, a question, and if it's appropriate, and my friends Jason and Meg, they're the ones that make me say that. If it's appropriate, then we'll talk about it on the stream. If it's inappropriate, we'll just laugh about it in private, and then I'll say, "Yaddle."
Yaddle.
Hey, I was going to say Meg's comment
mean-
is also an opportunity. You're so busy, Santa, but you could make a video that explains like this day of the week and this day, like a little bumper, something 30 seconds. People love to hear from you. When you
It's
make
fun.
those special videos on Patreon or YouTube and you just drop them, people are thirsty for that, in my opinion.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. So Mount Rushmore. So this came because we got a news story. Matt Risman posted in Discord, and we were kind of talking about around the topic. And Matt brought up the 30 most powerful Jedi ranked 30 to number 1. And of course, there's controversial parts of it, and doesn't necessarily agree with everybody. And I thought, well, you know what would be fun is to do a Mount Rushmore. You know, Mount Rushmore has 4 faces on it, like, where you get to pick 4, iconic figures to put on the mountain, carved in stone for eternity. Who would your 4 Jedi be? And we could do this with different topics, but today we're going to do Jedi. And you can use whatever criteria it is that you like to use. It's a personal thing. To pick 4 Jedi that you would put on your Mount Rushmore. And so in the chat, Meg has super chatted. I've been worried about it the whole time. Like before the stream started, she says, "Prepare. I'm readying a super chat." And I'm like, "Oh, Meg, don't do it. Don't."
You said it. She said, "Prepare ye the way of the Lord," right? She was like that. She was warning you that much. She was like, "Holy cow, get ready."
Yeah, she was warning me, and I was like, "Don't do it, Meg. Don't do it." Thank you for the super chat, Meg. I met Santa at Galaxy's Edge. He was dressed up for some reason, and then the audition manager was like, "Brian, you're up." He didn't get the raid job, but it was an experience seeing your lightsaber. I knew it. I just knew it. Megan, Megan, this is for you, Meg.
Can I just say thank God we still get some Megan Trainor, because as an elf, I would definitely riot if we don't get that back every once in a while. Around Christmas at least, you got to bring the theme song back. I'm sorry.
That's great. Thank you for that. I love Megan Trainor, but YouTube demonetizes me every time I use it, so I have to be judicious about that. So Meg giving us the €10 or pound super chat allows me to play the 10-second clip there and risk getting demonetized. She's funded today's show, brought to you by
our
Star
pirate
Wars Meg.
radio. I like it.
Yeah, it is. It's great. So we have four Jedi that you can pick from in any order, any criteria, and we'll talk about them. And so let me just we'll go round the table. Who would your first Jedi on Mount Rushmore be? What do you think, Jedi Mike? You can go first.
My first is Master Yoda.
And why do you pick Master Yoda?
Well, my instinct just goes to my Empire Strikes Back like training vibes. So that's where my first instinct goes. I'm wearing my 77 shirt,
Yeah.
So it's an 80s shirt. It's like 80s or 90s, but it's kind of 77. Every once in a while, Target does okay.
Yeah. So you go OG, the OG Jedi Master, Master Yoda. Excellent. Obsession. Who would your first Mount Rushmore Jedi be?
I mean, it's a loaded question, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I'm going to go in order, I would have to say it's Qui-Gon Jinn. Having how do I say it? Having not only paved the way for immortality, he was the first to cross the immortality threshold and shock the rest of the masters. So as powerful as Yoda was, he was too close-minded to open his mind to that, where Qui-Gon was not, and he was willing to follow the Whills down a path no one had ever gone. So for me, I mean, if you're going to start, with who had the largest impact on the future of the Force, to me, it's Qui-Gon leading the way.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. Both of yours make my list as well. But I will say the first that I listed on mine was Ahsoka. And it's because of her character arc. And one of the primary qualities that I love about Ahsoka is that she saw the flaws of the Jedi Order as you're going through the series, right? You see her character develop. And she, of course, goes through the trial. And there's the one of my favorite arcs in the Clone Wars animated series is Ahsoka, as being the, what was the old series? Fugitive, right? Mm-hmm. It's the Fugitive, but Ahsoka, right? Mm-hmm. So they're chasing her. We get some great references back to the Fugitive. If you've watched it's absolutely great. Like it's almost shot for shot in some parts that mirrors the Fugitive. Great, just the cinematography of it, but the story arc itself. Being innocent, having to prove your innocence against a mountain of evidence against you. Tremendous, absolutely tremendous. And then her standing by when offered at the end of the day, you've completed your Jedi trials. Good job. We will now give you the rank of Jedi, no longer Padawan. She's like, nah, fam, this ain't it. And she has to walk away, right? And it was heartbreaking. When she walks away and the little discussion between her and Anakin, it's heartbreaking, absolutely emotional.
Tragic, romantic.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Santa, two things. One, while I'm mentioning the second thing, Meg wants to know, or have you mentioned, where can people do the Patreon thing? Explain that a little. And I want to know, everyone, as we go around, do you have an Ahsoka lightsaber? Do you have a Canon, a Qui-Gon lightsaber? And do I have a Yoda? We can talk about that around the next.
Oh, very good. I do not have any Ahsoka sabers. So where's the unlimited super chat on Patreon? So let me pull up Patreon.
You have a Qui-Gon saber obsession?
I have a misprinted Qui-Gon saber. So
and only go round per round, because I've got sabers and I want to talk about it slowly through the show. I'm not trying to dominate, I swear.
I have a Mace Windu card back, and the lightsaber inside it is Qui-Gon. So yeah, I'll grab it. I'll grab it. Hold on. I'll grab it.
I don't understand that collective. That collective.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So, that's okay. I'm pulling up Patreon now. And I know we've got some folks here who can help, but let me just post this.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Yoda. Like, I guess, is it a tiny little toy saber that I've seen before? Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a Yoda. Ooh. Wow.
Here we go.
It's a weird misprint.
Right.
It's never been opened.
Did you find that on eBay? Like, were you looking for that specifically? How did you come across that story? Tell us that story. Jeez.
I found it at an auction, and I was like, that looks wrong.
So here's the Patreon.
That's a nice grab.
So I put the link in the chat. If you go to Patreon and you join for as little as $1, you'll see this Patreon only live stream questions, and Meg has populated it with a question here. We'll come back to, but you'll also see where the Plagueis. So there's the prologue, right? That was the first.
That is not the session. Cover art I have.
No, I look. That's
an interesting cover art.
It's the one that came with the
audio.
No, it came with the Kindle.
Oh
Kindle.
wow! So
Oh,
they
it's a
redid
Kindle
the
variant
artwork.
cover. Kindle variant cover.
It's got this Essentials Legends collection cover, right?
Yeah, that's
you
rad.
see. So so that's the
I don't
Plagueis.
follow the publishing close enough to know if they do variant covers on ebooks versus like actual books.
And we're way off the rails
sorry,
here,
yeah.
but off of the topic. But with this Plagueis cover, it's a giveaway.
Oh, nice.
Who's on the cover?
I mean,
That's not Plagueis.
that's a Palpatine cover.
Oh, maybe the book's not about Plagueis. Just saying.
I mean, he's in there a little bit.
Fourth time's
Yeah,
a
he's-
charm. It's gonna work this time. I swear. You're gonna like it this time.
The first 15 pages, like he's all over it.
Oh yeah. He dies in the prologue. So before you get to chapter 1, right?
The
Plagueis
main
is dead.
character of the book is dead.
Is dead. You're like, well, I guess that was a quick read. Close it, walk away.
Okay, wait a second. This is really off the rails, but now with these new, say, another sequel, another 3 movies with Rey, what if she dies in the first movie? What you gonna feel like, Santa?
Oh, that'd be terrible. No, we're joking. We're talking about Plagueis. He is in the book. It kind of backs up after that. If you've been around, you know.
It's like one of those shows that you watch where it's like they show you the murder and then you have to go back and watch the whole show to see how it happened. That's how Plagueis is written. It's a really
That's
great
exactly
read.
it.
It's a
That's
really
exactly
great
it. So I give it a hard time. I joke about it being a bait and switch because that's so popular in the fandom, right? To talk about bait and switch. So that's just me being a troll. I mean, so hey, all right. So we've covered our first Mount Rushmore, right? We've covered our first Mount Rushmore. We've got Yoda, we've got Qui-Gon, and we've got Ahsoka. Round two. We have 4 rounds. Round 2. Who do you have, Mike?
I have Luke, and I've got green lightsaber Luke. I'm not very sophisticated, but again, I'm coming from like Return of the Jedi was very special. Luke for me, redemption song vibes.
Excellent.
I like finding that part of the Star Wars journey in my own journey. It works for me. So, I like Luke, and I've got my simple, who knows how much it was back in the day, my green Luke.
I've got the legacy saber, but does that count? I mean,
Yeah.
Luke had it. He had it for a little while, but So, so you have Luke Skywalker, and the reason being,
Well, just because, again, legend. Like I've learned about other Jedi, right? There are more powerful Jedi at other times in Star Wars canon, but just Luke is so essential to my Star Wars journey. And I don't know. I wasn't thinking about power rankings, comparing to the 30. I was just thinking when I expect to look up at the big rock statue that eventually, will be somewhere, that's what I want to see. I want to see Yoda, and then I want to see Luke right next to him. Again, big Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi vibes for me.
excellent. And who would you have, Obsession?
I mean, I would have to say, I think Anakin is definitely a prime candidate. It's definitely being the chosen one, or at least perceived as the chosen one. And if you're following the Clone Wars arcs, you see him on Mortis and his ability to control everything. Had he chosen his destiny, he would have been all powerful, right, for the most part, but his selfishness wouldn't allow him. So for me, it's Anakin, just based on what the contribution over the entire saga, it all stems from him.
Excellent. Yeah, you really couldn't have Star Wars without Anakin. the prequels, the original trilogy. That was really the arc. And if anything failed us in the sequels was the lack of a Force Ghost Anakin in the end, right? When Rey is confronting Palpatine, right? That's the crying shame. Like, he should have been there. We did hear him.
Even further back, I mean, I think if you go back to when Luke rejoins the Force initially, right? That's the second he uses the Force to keep himself from falling as Rey's kicking his ass. It would have been right then, right? Like, a father's always watching, right? It wouldn't have been like Yoda or anybody else that's kept their tabs. It should have been right there, with almost a look of, I've been where you are, or, I know what you're going through, so to speak. It's hard being you, as a father would. I think that would have been the appropriate time if they're going to use that Force Ghost to use it.
Excellent. I just saw that there's some Bespin Bulletin news coming out. I mean, is it new? Oh, okay. We do have some Bespin Bulletin news. We'll get to it before we close out. My second Mount Rushmore Jedi. My second one, and fans of the channel will know this is coming. It's got to be Rey, right? It's got to be Rey. For me, and this is very personal for me. I love her character for a host of reasons. One being just the strong moral compass. She helps people because she can, not because there's anything necessarily in it for her, but because it's the right thing to do and she can. She's got a good heart. She's got a strong moral compass, and she does the right thing because it's the right thing, for the most part, right? That's I love that in a hero. I love heroes that are clearly good. Superman has been my go-to my entire life, right? The Boy Scout. Rey is very much that for me, and so for my own personal reasons, Rey becomes the second on Mount Rushmore for me. So round three. Who would you pick for your next Mount Rushmore Jedi?
All right. Well, I want to put it again in context, because when I did this exercise in imagination, I literally imagined being in the field and looking up. And so it was Yoda, flaws and all, had to be first. Luke from Return of the Jedi, maybe because what you're saying, and again, the redemption part of his character, that part of the hero, because maybe he just wanted to fly ships when he was young and he didn't really want to get into the war, blah, blah, blah. Third is old Ben. I mean, obviously it could have been Ewan, but no, it's got to be old Ben. That spiritual thing about his guidance and his sacrifice is what I find as essential in the Force and as a Star Wars fan for me. So old Ben would definitely be third. And stick around in the stream because the last one for me is probably my most questionable.
Okay, very good.
Oh,
very
and old Kenobi, right? Again, I don't know what is what sometimes. I get the toy level. I get the $20 ones, and they don't look as good as the real ones.
No, that's good. That's good. Going all so far, you're chalk on OG, right?
I'm very set in a 74, 77, as the spirit of production in Lucasfilm is happening. Again, Santa or anybody at home, keep praying for me because my dream job is to work at the Lucasfilm Museum of Narrative Arts here in Los Angeles. It's not just about folklore and music and cave paintings. It's every type of art and conception of how we tell stories. And that's why I love this community. And I'm going to keep coming back. Excellent.
Obsession. Where do you go for your third Rushmore?
I mean, man, that's loaded.
I didn't know you were going to do it live on the spot. I prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ahsoka is definitely a big piece of the puzzle, having lived through all of it at this point. I mean, there's not many Jedi that even or any Jedi or former Jedi that lived through the entire Clone Wars, number one, as a Padawan, became, what they are, survived the entire duration of the Empire and Order 66, and then comes out on the other side to help the next generation evolve without teaching them, right? Sacrificing everything, knowing her place in the universe, is something that no other Jedi really ever does, right? There's no Jedi across the timeline that knows, I need to be here in this space because I can change nothing about where I'm going to end up, right? And no one has seen as much as she's seen, right? And there's no Jedi alive, really, that saw the entire duration of the Clone Wars, the entire duration of the Empire, and the building of the new order, right? Like there's something to be said about a legacy character that makes it all the way through time, right? I mean, she's not a legacy character, but she was trained by all the legacy characters, right? She's trained by Yoda, she's trained by Kenobi, she's trained by Anakin. She meets and gets to know Luke, right? Like she's literally the bridge of time in Star Wars right now.
Really good. Oh, my goodness. And you made me think. And she knows who Vader is, and she knows who the Emperor is. Right?
Well, she knows who the Emperor truly was, right? Like that's what I'm saying. She has more dirt. She's got more dirt and got more information than anybody in the galaxy, really. Right? Yeah. She knows who the rebels are, all of them. She knows who the Empire is, who's in charge, the hierarchy, how they do things, because she was there when the clones built it, right? She knows all the important clones. She was in all of the important battles.
Yep.
And then she goes on to lead the next generation of Jedi without teaching them, guiding them without teaching. That's hard.
Yeah. Well,
right?
And it's so we could go on about that. That's fantastic. I love it. Well done, my friend. Very well done. Oh my goodness.
Are you sure you did that live on the spot?
Yes.
God damn it, he's good. Oh,
sing the song.
Oh, here we go for Jedi Mike. There you go, Mike.
That's usually my job, Mike. So
I've never done a Meghan Trainor song at karaoke. So I've got a big karaoke thing coming up for one of my buddies' birthdays. Maybe I'm going to have to pull out the Meghan Trainor instead of.
Do it.
See, like my picks on Mount Rushmore, I usually stick with like a Steely Dan early 70s, 80s vibe because it's easy for my voice. But I'm going to go Meghan this time because of you, Santa.
There you go. Number 3 on my list, the third Mount Rushmore figure would be Qui-Gon Jinn. And we kind of talked about him before, being the first to have an existence after being a Jedi, mastering the Force Ghost thing. Plus, Master and Apprentice is probably my very favorite Star Wars novel of all time.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
We're having a Star Wars novel battle.
It's fantastic. And an obsession, you didn't have to do that. I could have given it to you for free, but I appreciate it. You're fantastic. But Master and Apprentice is such a good book. I can't recommend it strongly enough. If you haven't read a Star Wars novel, you'd love to get into it. That's a good one to start with. And you can get that one at the public library. You don't have to pay for it, right? You can get it for free. You could try it out. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. You haven't lost any money. But I'll tell you, for me, it is the best Star Wars novel going. And this one is...
And you mean Disney canon novel, basically?
I mean, of all, period. Canon, Legends, You name it.
Okay.
That's it. And this is for Obsession. Here you go. There we go. And our friend, the Sabersmith, the teacher, they said they covered it in class. Very good. Very good. It's such a great book. And for me, Qui-Gon Jinn, he offers a lot to the Jedi Order as we know it. And, a lot of people lean into him not being dogmatic with the Jedi Order, right? He's trying to follow the will of the Force. He's trying to be a true Jedi. And
and he follows his. I mean, really, if apprentice follow master, right? And even in their early saber designs and things like that, Dooku's influence is still very much apparent in Qui-Gon, and we get that in Tales, right? He doesn't buy in,
Tales,
right? He doesn't buy into them, and he feels like they are, they play favorites.
Yeah. Number 4. So the last figure you can get onto Mount Rushmore for Jedi Mike. Where are you going with your pick number 4?
Well, the Force has moved me to do this beforehand. Little did I know you'd be talking about your favorite book and stuff. Team Sheev knows I talk about it all the time. My favorite Disney book is A New Dawn with Kanan and Hera. It's like romantic, tragic. They're mining the planet and everything. And so Kanan Jarrus is my vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's the arc of his character. I don't know if that's a Filoniverse thing. I'm going to spam the chat right now, Filoniverse fire, because I don't know, man. Just Kanan asked questions about himself too as a Jedi, which I like. I don't know why I'm deeper into that story too. I could go deeper into Qui-Gon and other places and ask questions. I love my High Republic Jedi. We haven't even dipped into any of those stories for me. So Kanan, I see it up there. Obviously, I don't see him with the shield on his eyes, but I'm like 49-50. I might put him on Mount Rushmore with the shield on his eyes. And then the last part is I realize, because I guess Yoda is male, right? It's all guys, which is all very Mount Rushmore and like too predictable. Like I should have been more creative and brought some more, whatever.
No, good job. Good job.
What you have to say?
Obsession. Who's your 4th on the wall on the mountain?
Well, and it's such a hard decision because I agree Kanan and I agree Ezra and Kenobi for his trials, but for me I just feel like I'm gonna throw this one out in left field, and for me I feel like it has to be Tar Vizsla.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like the impact of that reign of that Mandalorian Jedi, I feel is very forefront to what is coming. And if it's going to be something that's spanning over time, the Mandalorian Jedi is something that all Mandalorians follow. The Jedi can respect, the fact that he was the first Mandalorian inducted into the Order. And there's so much coming that I think we're going to get so much more of that story, right? With the Darksaber and the lore of Mandalorians being so the public just chomping at the bit for more Mandalorian. They want more Mando. They want more of that lore. And I feel like with the armor and Bo-Katan and even Boba Fett showing up, we could get a lot of that Tar Vizsla backstory coming potentially and leading us into what is going to be some awesome Mandalorian Jedi on Jedi crime.
Fantastic. I'm so glad we did this as a panel because it's great. For my 4th Jedi on the Mount Rushmore of Jedi, I have to go with Yoda. He's a liar. He's a lying liar. He a deceiver. He is probably at the top of the list of the reasons that the Palpatine was able to do what he did is because Yoda was so blind to what he was doing, and just lying. So
No, come on.
Oh my goodness! Not only did he lie then, but he lied again
Doesn't
to
the
Luke.
other side, like, it's just the dark side was blinding him to certain things.
Right.
If we didn't have these flaws, come on.
Well, just saying. Just
Don't tell anybody, but there's this secret conspiracy that Yoda was the reason the old Jedi Council fell also. And that he was the only survivor of the old Jedi Order, and then he's in charge of the new Jedi Order. So yeah, I mean Yoda's Yoda.
I can't tell if you're serious or not. You think that the third part of the High Republic that we're going to find some crazy Yoda story?
Yeah, you might, man. Yoda's the last one of that old order that survived, and it's like
I don't know if you're making me excited or nervous now.
I hate to say this out loud, but history is written by the victors, and if Yoda's the last man standing, you tell your own version.
yeah, I that's what and he says that he tries to manipulate Luke by saying, if you go, you're going to die and everything's going to fail. Everything we ever worked for, done, gone. Forget it. And then after he leaves, Kenobi's like, but there's Leia. I just like Yoda's deception, his lies, all of that is what knocked him down from.
You could call it flair if you really want to. You could call it exaggerations and flair if you want.
Exaggerations.
He's a little over dramatic. He talks in riddles. I mean,
not only that,
he's a little too Shakespearean.
Yeah. In season 6 of the Clone Wars. And when he goes and he finds Qui-Gon, he has this whole, existential kind of experience. He goes to Dagobah with R2.
Right.
The two of them have been on Dagobah before. Now, R2 shows up there, Dagobah later, and Yoda's like smacking him with a stick. Mine. Like, come on. You guys know each other.
Well, see, but R2 is like the spy of spies, right? Like you got to really remember, R2 has all of the secrets. I've often said that I think R2 is the storyteller. I think it's very much like R2 and 3PO were on Endor when they were telling the story of to my little buddies, my Ewok friends, right? I feel like this is also what R2 is doing because he's the only one, not even 3PO, has had his memory as long as R2 has.
Yeah. Well, then look what else Yoda does to R2. It's raining and cold, and he brings Luke into the hut and by the fire. Yoda leaves R2 out in the rain, has to stand up on these little tiptoes to see in. Like, hey, I'm out. Well,
but see, okay, so here's a funny way I look at that scene, right? R2 could have like gone off and just powered down and like plugged in and powered down, but he is very, very, very. My little dude has PTSD, right? Because when Anakin is on Mustafar, he says, "Hey, stay here. I'm gonna go handle some business," and Anakin never comes back. And so when Luke becomes his new owner, the new guy he's behind. He never lets him out of his sight, right? You go to Bespin, right? And R2's like pushing on the back of him. He's like, yo, chill. He's like, I'm not letting you out of my sight. So that scene in Dagobah, he's like, he has to see that he's okay. He's like, are you there? Are you okay? Is everything good? He's not hurting you, is he? Right? Like this.
All right, Santa, I gotta say, the ghost of Astromech Jeremy is going to show up right now. This is kind of making me nervous, and that gives me a good reason we have to plug that Meg is doing some interviews. Do you know about that?
And I highlighted this comment because I think in a future episode of Guardians of the Whills, we need to do the Mount Rushmore of droids. Of droids. And I need to get my friend Astromech Jeremy in that stream. He needs to be part of it.
Okay,
So-
you have to plug Meg and interviewing that. But right now, I was called to say it earlier, and I got to say it again. This community is fun. Having Saber Smith around and talking about Star Wars and talking about schooling is very cool. And we have relief with Star Wars, and it brings us a lot of joy. And that 90s show right now on Netflix is bringing me a lot of joy. And Topher Grace's dad now is like teaching the science and physics of Star Wars. I'm a STEM teacher. Like, I don't know. And then we got that new thing in Bad Batch, right? That good vibe. Maybe we're getting some of that Bendu vibe back with the Ahsoka show. And so we're finding that place in the Star Wars community, maybe where the Force is leading us.
Maybe.
Am I the only one feeling this?
Look, no. I'm having a great time. Matt Risman, this just because of this in the chat.
It was called
Matt Risman, this is you. This is you.
Put me on the naughty list. Baby, I was too good for you. I never been naughty.
So there you go. You get a free one just for being naughty, like Justice for L3. No, I never cheered more than when a droid died than when she went down.
I mean, L3 didn't really die. She, in her own way, became a Force ghost for droids because she
L3's
became
spirit
the
lives
Millennial
on.
Falcon
So
computer. I mean, come on,
Just,
she's eternal.
L3's spirit, Nemik's spirit, the rebel fire of the Force will always live on in all manifestations, as far as I'm concerned. And I love you, Saber, for being part of this community.
it's fantastic.
There's been so much positivity through some of the things where we feel, the dark side of the Force. Like, it's been cool, man.
Fitz, I'm gonna get you. No, because he's never a Jedi. Plagueis not a Jedi. You can't put. We may do a Sith. We may do a Sith Rushmore as well down the road. But the problem with doing a Sith Rushmore is there's only two. There are.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, we'll come up with it. So just to review, you're for Mount Rushmore. Just as a summary, just list them.
I've got classic Master Yoda, Luke, Return of the Jedi, Old Ben, and I'm going Kanan Jarrus just before he went blind because people wouldn't understand the shield, but he's with my heart, so I got to bring that love.
There you go. Obsession.
I think it was Qui-Gon. I honestly don't remember.
Oh, jeez.
I honestly don't. I think it was Qui-Gon, Ahsoka, Tar, and I forgot the second one.
You had
Anakin. Yeah.
Anakin.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Qui-Gon, Anakin. So yeah.
Yeah. You had Qui-Gon first, Anakin, then Ahsoka,
and then Tar.
And Tar Vizsla. Right. And then my four were Ahsoka, Rey, then I went with Qui-Gon and Yoda. So those are my four on my Mount Rushmore. Real quick, it'd be a little bit shorter today. We were planning to have my friend the Magic Maker with us as well, but appreciate. This was a great show, just a great show. I've had so much fun today. Next week, I have a special guest that we're going to. It's just going to be the two of us, the special guest and myself, talking. And I'm going to tease it out because this is a guest you may not expect to see doing a live stream with Santa. It's not somebody that you would associate with this channel, but my friend Meg recommended that I go check this channel out, and my friend Baymax suggested that I reach out. I did yesterday. This person was highly receptive and almost joined us today, but I gave away a little bit. He had to take his wife to a doctor's appointment. Next week, we're going to get somebody on the channel that you might be quite surprised. And I'm purposely not telling who it is because that person's community might get a little bit of blowback for doing a live stream with me. There you go. That's as strong as I can put it. Like,
Hey, I've got a question about your Patreon. Do you have any other things coming up? Like, remember how much I loved you sat down when you talked comic books and how Conan connected to Boba? Like those Patreon things about, are you doing any side stuff in the next couple of months? Because you're so busy and we love you so much.
yeah, nothing like that. But we did have the Patreon live stream question from Meg. Thanks for bringing that back up. She said, Daisy Ridley complained that someone broke in on December 25th last year. Funny enough that's Christmas. She checked security to check it out. Eventually, after a while of waiting, she went downstairs and this guy dressed as Santa Claus, and she said, what do you want? The guy replied, for Christmas? Well, it already came true, before winking at her. Good to see you back on your feet, Brian. I'm not reading that other part. I'm not reading that other part. No, what we're doing is we're adding, instead of doing those kind of interviews, I'll be reading different books. And so we'll go through the Plagueis novel together. And as we get through, then we'll bring in other content along the way. So that's what we're doing there. We'll pick another novel to go through. If you guys like this, we'll continue to do this and read more books and that kind of thing. So that's where we're headed with Patreon. And Matt Risman, thank you so much. Yeah, be sure to like, subscribe for future Star Wars content. Yeah, Dominic says, guess it's not Hannah. Hannah Rayside, I did reach out to her, and I just recently joined her Patreon or her Discord. I would love to get Hannah Rayside into a live stream, talk about Star Wars sometime.
Maybe a Whills, because I've reached out to her too. I want to do her painting. I really like when she does painting and talks about the geography of Star Wars by just painting planets. It's like the coolest thing.
She's awesome. I really love her energy. I love what she's about. And so I would very much love to get her onto a live stream, and maybe with Meg, because she is just, I'm really a fan of Hannah Rayside. So she's not got back to me yet, but we're on opposite sides of the planet. And so it's like 1 a.m. for her right now. It would be something we'll have to work out. So perhaps that will happen someday. Would love that to happen. We have a Mike Porter dad joke, and Mike Porter gave us another Star Wars joke today, in acknowledging that we were going to do a Guardians of the Will. And so Mike Porter dad joke, what's a Sith's favorite amusement park ride? Well done. The dark slide.
Yeah.
I thought, well, because we were doing the Mount Rushmore of Jedi, then you could say that your amusement park, it's got two slides. It's got the dark slide and the light slide. So of course, for the Mount Rushmore, we have to say, the Jedi's favorite amusement park ride.
It's like the Matterhorn. Do you know, Santa? Yes. Disneyland trivia. Do you know what's the correct way to go on the Matterhorn? The left or the right?
Backwards.
The left side. The left side's got the extra bumps, and that's the secret side. The left.
Oh, okay.
Matterhorn.
I got you.
The dark side.
By the way, my daughter, Kayla, K Million, who shows up in the chat sometimes, she's down at Hollywood Studios in Orlando today. So if you guys are down there, hit me up. We may be able to have you meet her while she's there. Her and her boyfriend are celebrating graduation.
About a new ride? Is there something new?
Not yet. Kayla talked to me about that. She does have an amusement park site that she talks about that, and her boyfriend are talking about revamping that. The Bespin Bulletin article we have to go talk about. This just was released today by Bespin. Said Linus Mosk not returning for season 2 of Star Wars Andor. Now you recognize him as the Pinkerton guy, right? He's the Pinkerton. Cyril Karn's right-hand guy, right? He's the
He's
military guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
private
the,
military guy.
The
over
team,
enthusiastic.
the police force?
Yes, over enthusiastic. That's a good way to put it. So, as usual with Bestman, he loves his coffee, and if you go to his Ko-fi page, you can help support his channel. But it says it's been a couple months since Rogue One, spin-off series Andor wrapped for its first season. The series was met with mass critical acclaim and offered Star Wars fans something completely different to its live-action series, such as The Mandalorian Book of Boba Fett. Been widely reported and confirmed by series creator Tony Gilroy that production on the second and the final season, which is it's a 2-season deal, right? Second and final season of Star Wars series began in November, scheduled to conclude filming in August of 2023. Gilroy revealed that the first week of filming consisted of filming scenes with Cyril Karn, and is hoping to get Karn scenes. I was hoping that with Karn being filmed, we'd see his loyal compatriot, Lieutenant Linus Mosk. But the hopes have been dashed. According to Alex Ferns, the actor who plays Mosk, Lieutenant will not be returning for season 2 of Andor. The actor looks to Twitter to respond to a fan who, like me, was hopeful the character's return to season 2. But he revealed, "You've seen the end of Mosk. He too believed he had returned for a second season, but it's unfortunately not the case."
No, I mean,
So that's the gist of it. What I hope we're going to see is the return of maybe a fan favorite droid. Very much hoping that we get.
B2?
Yeah.
I think we'll see B2, but I'm saying we don't need to see Cyril's old team. Cyril's ranked up, and as fast as the story is going to be progressing in season 2, right? Every 3 episodes is another year. We're going to see Cyril with Deidre's team, or if we're lucky, we're not going to see any more kissy face. We're going to see Deidre and Cyril like breaking off and doing some rebellious shit. Sorry, play the music.
Ah, you did it again. That's you. I mean, I
I
hate.
can't help myself.
All right,
Santa, that's what
I'm gonna
I
be.
just-
I'm gonna be the mean one today, and I'm gonna say something negative, and that's not usually the case. Who cares if he's not coming back? Who cares? Your character has ran its usefulness. Thank you, and goodbye.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm
K2.
sorry, but
I
I'm
would
sorry.
trade K2. It was K2, not B2, Mike.
Oh.
K2 SO.
You would rather see K2 come back no matter what if that means losing B2?
Well, we have to see K2 because we have to see him reprogram K2SO to become an
K2SO.
ally, right?
Yeah.
So-
Now B2 it could very well make it, but K2SO, I'll trade getting K2 in season 2. That's the one we really need, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they can get him at that price point, if they maybe that budget was baked into the season and they already knew that they were going to be bringing him back. Isn't that kind of what the T is anyway?
But
That
what
was
does he
always
offer? What does his character offer to the story at this point? Right?
Who, K2 or B2?
No, I'm just talking about
The Pinkerton guy.
our Pinkerton friend. But yeah,
that guy, no, we're past that.
K2SO is we have to see. I mean, at the expense of B2, probably. I mean, B2 is not he might show up as an asset for the rebellion. I just don't see him going on a lot of missions with Cassian. And at some point, we have to see K2SO become Cassian's friend.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. I think we're going to wrap it here. We're going to call it a day. I'm in complete agreement. A great show today. I've had so much fun. I appreciate you guys being here, and we'll try to schedule Mount Rushmore droids version. I got to get a hold of our friend Astromech Jeremy and see if we can get him into the schedule. And the quest is still on to get in touch with Hannah Rayside, maybe get her on as a guest in the future as well. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I always have a lot of fun talking with you all, and I appreciate it. All right.
It was great. I think the Force's timing has us. I think all that stuff is going to come to fruition in the Force's time.
There we go. All right, Mike, Obsession. Guys, we'll see you next time. All right.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. And for everybody, thank you all for hanging out with me today. I've had a great time visiting with you, and I can't wait until next time. Until then, my friends, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always. Bye-bye.